Young Philly might have to spend 2 years in Australia to wait for the trial. So that would mean basically career suicide at this point. Young Philly, for those who don't know, Young Philly is a social media character, rapper, on and all entertainer from the UK, and he's been, well, facing charges in Australia after alleged SA situation. We're gonna take a look back because we haven't covered this topic yet, but we're gonna give it a little spin, and then we're gonna discuss what, well, what are the future, what will be its future situation, RJ?
Yeah, when I read this story, and I didn't really dive into it too much, but when I read the headlines, at first I thought it was just cap, it was just the clickbait, fake news, but it seems to be a bit more than that. So I'm not saying it's factual or not factual. I just didn't think that this was actually going like I just thought at first, oh, this was just something someone made up.
Mhm.
But hey, if this is a real deal, yeah, I guess we'll have to find out. Before we proceed with this story, guys, remember to rate the show by pressing the like button. Follow us on our other socials. Also, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification icon. And remember, drop your hot takes because the best comment has a chance of being mentioned in a future show. KR, what do you got?
So we gotta go look back first how it all started. Fair use.
We begin with breaking news, and a popular musician and YouTuber from the UK known as Young Philly has been extradited from Queensland to WA, accused of serious sexual assault allegations following an incident in Perth. Straight to our reporter, Rachel Clifford, for the details. Rachel, the 29-year-old, has been charged with multiple offences.
Lara, they are serious offences. He's facing 4 counts of sexual penetration without consent, 3 counts of assault occasioning bodily harm, and 1 count of impeding another person's normal breathing or circulation. Detectives from the Sex Assault Squad say the 29-year-old man sexually assaulted a woman in her 20s in his Perth hotel room after he performed at an event in Hillary's on September 28. The man, a well-known DJ from the UK, Andre Felipe Valencia Barrentos, also known as Young Philly, was taken into custody in Brisbane and extradited to Perth last night under police custody. He'll face Perth Magistrates Court today, and Lara, officers are asking anyone with further information to contact Crime Stoppers.
Yeah, that's a crazy situation. Seems like he had a bit of a rough night. Impeding circulation is basically, in other words, I would say choking
or asphyxiation,
which is asphyxiation. Yeah. I would think, yeah. Knowing how people move these days, it's hard to say right now. It's hard to say what the situation is, but like you said, we don't know. There's not a lot known about the situation yet, but what has been released lately, and I think that this happened earlier last week. They updated the situation, saying the following: Young Philly might have to spend 2 years in Australia to wait for the trial. So that would mean basically career suicide at this point. Because if, first of all, he's been dropped already, or at least a couple of campaigns, because he had a lot of endorsements. He was pretty popular. He's one of the funny guys, funny YouTubers, very fun guy to watch, great entertainer. With that comes a lot of endorsements, a lot of projects. All these projects have been put on hold. As you know, RJ, after 1 month, people might forget you. After a year, people. No, after 1 month, people still remember you. After Rio, people start forgetting you. After 2 years, people don't know you ever existed on the internet. So I do think this is the thing when we always talk about these situations on our show, right? You have to be very careful who you deal with. We always talk about the care package. We always talk about protecting yourself at all times, because I think a lot of times people underestimate situations, and it seems like always the same old story with guys getting caught up in these situations. But looking at this, I don't think, RJ, maybe you can chime in a little bit on this. I don't think he'll have a chance, as in his YouTube career, at least for now. And even if let's say he gets all allegations cleared, people will not work with him after this.
The only way that he can get. So there are two things. There are two things. You have, first and foremost, what he's being accused of now. So let's say the past, and you have his future. First, he needs to beat the past, right? Whether or not it happened or not, these are accusations, very serious accusations. Okay.
Yep.
If he loses, so if they prosecute and he loses and he's found guilty, the future is gone.
Yeah.
If he wins, but the case still exposes that he did some things that were not illegal but still immoral, so maybe he didn't do enough things to be that can be qualified as illegal, but it's immoral, he's done. Case in point, Jonathan Majors. Now we know that Hollywood is filled with freaks, but if you don't have the complexion for the protection, like the late what's his name? What's the comedian's name?
Which one?
The complexion for the protection.
Oh, you mean
It's the second comedian. I can't come up with his name.
Oh man, wait a second. I can come up with his name.
If we can't, so then the second scenario is also bad for him. The only way that he can come out successfully is if the woman, the alleged victim, comes out and admits to having lied. That's the only way. Or there needs to be like cameras, like was the case with Michael Irving, where he could prove that they were in a lobby, there was 4 interaction, nothing happened.
Paul Mooney.
Paul Mooney, yeah. But other than that, to be accused of something like so serious, it's very, 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 very it's very bad for his future.